Colombia versus Dominican Republic. Which country is the better? I cannot speak. I cannot speak. Wait, we're gonna redo this shit. Ah, fuck. I be getting stage fright before I do videos, like real shit. People don't know that. I be getting nervous. Que lo que mi gente, what's up everybody? It's your boy J-Rod. So today's video, we're gonna be talking about Colombia versus Dominican Republic. Which country is the better country? You gotta stay tuned, watch the rest of this video to find out. But before I start, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me redo that. Before I start, don't forget to like and subscribe. But before I start, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, let's go. This video is actually a highly requested video. A lot of people want my opinion on which country is better, Dominican Republic or Colombia. I get that question all the time. So how I do my versus videos is I go by different categories, and then by the end, I tell you which country I think is the better country and why. And quick side note, this is an unbiased video because obviously I do love Dominican Republic a lot. I mean, you can look at my channel and see that's like the majority of my videos, but I want to do it from a perspective as if you have never traveled to either one of these countries before. So when I do this video, I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to be fair, and that way, you know, we keep everything even. All right, so the first category is beauty. In my personal opinion, I think both countries are beautiful in their own perspectives. All right, so you got Dominican Republic, it's an island in the Caribbean, and then you have Colombia, it's a country in Northern South America. Let's talk about Colombia. So I feel like Colombia's strong suit is architecture. I really do appreciate the buildings and the skylines and just like the cities in Colombia. I mean, some of these places are like literally breathtaking, especially in places like Medellin or even Cartagena. Like I just came back from there, and you know, it kind of reminded me of Miami. So that is something that I do enjoy, is seeing like the building. Now, Dominican Republic, on the other hand, I feel like they have an edge when it comes to like the nature and the natural beauty. And that's kind of like more what I look for when I travel. I like seeing like the scenery and, you know, like the beaches, for example. Dominican Republic got way better beaches than Colombia, hands down. Like there's just no competition with that. Okay, I'm sorry, but Colombia, I didn't really care for it. I'm not going to say I didn't care for the beaches. I think the beaches are comfortable in Colombia, but they just are not as pretty compared to the Dominican Republic. I think that the beaches in the DR, they just have a better aesthetic. They look more aesthetically pleasing. And, you know, they got like the white sand and the blue water. Colombia, it was kind of different. If you are trying to find like which country got the better beaches, you better off going to the DR. Another thing I think DR has is a lot of hidden gems within the island. There are a lot of places that are untouched, like especially the wild beaches, untouched by man. Those places are beautiful. The waterfalls, the rivers, the mountain ranges. Colombia does have some nice mountains too, but if I'm going strictly off of like nature, I would give it to Dominican Republic. If I'm going off of cityscapes, then I'll give it to Colombia. For me, I feel like Dominican Republic, in terms of beauty, I think they win this category. They're going to have a little slight edge just because it is a tropical island, and you can't go wrong with a tropical island. So that's just my personal opinion. All right, the next category is people. This is going to be a hard one because I really love Colombians and I really love Dominicans. And just a heads up, I will be speaking a lot on this category because I got a lot to say. All right, so we're just going to start out with Dominicans first, and then I'll do Colombians. Dominicans. All right, so let's start with the things that I do like about Dominicans. All right, so Dominicans are very fun, outgoing people, very energetic, okay, very animated. That is one thing I noticed about Dominicans. It's kind of funny that they are very expressive when they talk. Something else that I do enjoy about Dominicans is their sense of humor. So if you need a good laugh, Dominicans are very funny people. And another thing that I really do like about Dominicans is their hospitality. They're very, very big on hospitality. Like, you know that whole saying, mi casa, su casa. That is literally how it is in the Dominican Republic, okay? People will invite you into their home. And Colombians, you know, they have like hospitality too. But I think it's more pushed, and that overall theme of, you know, like we're family, even if I don't know you. Like I really do love that about DR. Like they really will treat you like family, even if you're from a different country. Now let's talk about the things that I don't like, okay? But while that is great that, you know, they'll invite you to their homes, people cook for you, people are fun, outgoing, all this stuff, great. However, the overwhelming majority of my friendships / relationships in that country is based solely off of one thing. And that is money, okay? Literally 99.9% of all my fallouts with people in that country has been about money. And it's really unfortunate because like, and I've said this numerous times on my channel, like you build these bonds with people and you get close with these people only for them to turn on you. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I was brand new to the DR, that shit used to hurt my feelings. I used to be like, damn, like I thought we was closer than that. Like, come on now. But you know, like I hate getting close to people and then they turn on you like that. And that is just a constant problem in that country, is that everything is based off of money or status. And when I'm talking about status, I'm talking about like nationality. Like if you're a gringo, like pretty much the moment that they can't benefit from you anymore, they just kind of discard you. And I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of them will do that. Like an overwhelming majority, like I said in the beginning, a lot of them will like use you for stuff, or they'll just like press you for like money or just different things. And you know, over time, you just get kind of tired of that. You either get tired of being used or you just kind of peep the bullshit, and they don't like that. And so that is one thing that I really do not like about that country in particular, is everything is just very superficial. Like all the relationships, I feel like, you know, what is the real reason why you're trying to be my friend? And look, like I told you in my previous videos, I help people all the time in that country, but I just don't like the whole trying to take advantage of people and using people. Like that's not cool to me. So yeah, living in the Dominican Republic, like a lot of people, if you're not from there and you got dollars, a lot of people will look at you as an ATM. Like I'm just gonna keep it real. Some people, y'all might get offended by it. Oh well, so be it. I'm just keeping it honest on this channel. This does happen a lot. It got so bad to the point where like I literally just stopped wanting to be friends with people, because every time I do, it's just like once money gets involved, then everything changes. Like you start seeing people's true colors. So now I'm in the DR, I pretty much just hang with my crew, like my best friend and his people. And then if I do date, which I don't date in the Dominican Republic anymore, like I probably will never date in that country ever again. Like I'm just kind of over the whole dating scene in DR. But yeah, I just stick to the people that I know. That is just one unfortunate thing that I dislike about that country, is people, they do like to take advantage of you all the time. Another thing I noticed about that country is it's definitely a lot more pressure as a gringo in the DR compared to Colombia. I think they have a lot more expectations of what they feel like a gringo should be in the DR. And my theory behind that is just because Dominicans, a lot of them, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of them do have a, I won't say like obsession, but a fascination with America. A lot of them want to go over to the, you know, Nueva York, because that's what they say. They be like, you from Nueva York? I'm like, bro, 49 other states. Like New York is not the only place in the United States, but a lot of them do, you know, they kind of idolize America. And so when they come in contact with gringos, it's kind of like, oh shit, like, you know, they get real excited or whatever. And, you know, they do expect a lot. And when you kind of like give them the reality of the living situations, some of them get it, some of them don't, some of them think you're lying. And yeah, you just kind of deal with a toss-up like that too. A lot of them have this hustler's mentality from birth. Like it's just kind of this go-getter, you know, attitude. You know, Dominicans are hustlers. I'll give it to them. Dominicans, they will get to the bag in some type of way, but there does come morals and principles behind everything. You can't just expect things. And that's another problem, this false sense of entitlement. I talked about this in other videos. You know, how dare you not do this for me? I deserve it because I exist. And a lot of them have this type of attitude. I ain't gonna say all, but a lot of them do. And unfortunately, I had to cut off a lot of people for that reason. I don't do that one-sided shit. If only one of us is benefiting from a relationship, and that's relationships, friendships, family, whatever, okay? If only one of us is benefiting from it, then I gotta cut you off, because at that point, you're using me. And that's not necessarily about money either. That's time, that's energy, that's emotions, feelings. Like whatever you give to somebody, if that can't be equally reciprocated back, then I don't feel like that's a healthy relationship. I know it's gonna be some Dominicans, they're gonna be mad at me for saying this shit, but I sincerely do not give a fuck. Let me go find the fuck to go give real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I couldn't find one. Bro, let me stop playing. But nah, real shit, like y'all gotta grow up. Cause like people really be getting mad when and it's like, I don't be like trying to like be like disrespectful about it. I really just be coming from a real place, and people, they be getting offended, but it is what it is. That's part of YouTube. All right, so let's move on to Colombians. See, I told you I was gonna be talking a lot in this category. But anyway, so yeah, my history with Colombians actually goes further back than Dominican Republic. Believe it or not, like I was hanging out with Colombians and Venezuelans well before I knew anything about the DR, well before I had a passport, before I even had this YouTube channel. Both Colombians and Venezuelans were actually the original Latinos that I hung around you know, before I learned Spanish. Like I was hanging out with them heavy, and this was in Atlanta. All right, so let's get into the things that I do like about Colombians, okay? Colombians, once again, very friendly people. They too also have that hospitality, mi casa, su casa type of feel. Even though I feel like in the DR it was a little bit more push. But you could say they kind of do got that vibe. Like they're very welcoming to people. They're very laid back, very chill. Like that is one thing I noticed about Colombians in comparison to Dominicans. Colombians typically are a little bit more laid back, a little bit more cooler temperament until they're not. And we're going to get into that in a second. One thing that I do like about Colombians is their appreciation for the arts. Okay, so like very talented, creative people. These people are talented as hell. That is something that I do like about Colombians. All right, so let's talk about the things that I don't really care for about Colombians. All right, so the first thing I don't really like about Colombians is they can be a little bit sensitive sometimes, okay? And not to like call them like crybabies or anything, but I just think that you got to be very particular with your words because your words do hold a lot more weight in that country than it does DR. DR, they're very kind of like blunt and abrasive with their approach when they speak to people. And Colombia, it's not really like that. But yeah, that is something I noticed that like if you say something, they do kind of take to it a little bit more. And I just think it's because they're like very empathetic people, like they're empaths. So they pick up on energies very well. That's something I noticed about Colombians. And even if you like passive aggressive or you might feel some type of way about something, like they're going to pick up to it really quick. Versus Dominican Republic, like I said, it's kind of go in one ear, out the other. A lot of them don't even give a fuck or sometimes even realize that you might be mad about something. But Colombians, they definitely going to pick up to it quickly. And if it is directed towards somebody in Colombia, I feel like they're going to take it personal. So I guess that could be a good thing that they are a lot more receptive to human emotion and behavior. But on the flip side to that, if they overdo it, like sometimes I feel like they could be carrying the burden or weight of problems that aren't even their problems because, like I said, they're very empathetic people. So like if you having a bad day about something, they might start feeling like they having a bad day just because you having a bad day. And it's like, you don't even need to feel like that. Like just chill. Like it's all right. The next thing I don't really care for when it comes to Colombians is, and this one is not necessarily a bad thing. I just think it depends on how you look at it. But you're not going to pick up on this one unless you speak Spanish. Something that I noticed with Colombians is that they're very traditional and they're stuck into their ways. And so like if you have like, let's say y'all having a deep discussion about something, and if you have an opposing viewpoint that's not looked at as something a part of the cultural norm, then a lot of times they might get confused or they might just look at you like you're crazy. You know, in the United States, we're more liberal and it's just like everybody's opinion matters in the United States. But it doesn't really translate that well in that culture. So when you first get to meet a Colombian from a gringo's perspective, try to hold off on like the deep conversations or the controversial topics that can lead into deeper conversation because it could throw a wrench in y'all friendship or relationship or whatever it is, you know, early on before y'all even establish the relationship. Like it can just make things a little bit awkward. All right, and then the last thing I'll say that I don't really care for about Colombians is they can be a little bit impulsive sometimes, you know, or they act out of emotion, and that's kind of like what I was talking about earlier from the beginning, that they're very much so empaths, okay? But yeah, Colombians, they can be a little bit impulsive sometimes or create drama over like very small, little minute things that is just kind of like, why are we even arguing about this? So it's like sometimes when they do act out of emotion, sometimes they can make the situation bigger than what it really is. But this really all stems from the fact that Colombians, they're just really passionate people, which is another reason why I feel like Colombians, they make such great lovers. Like back in 2016, I actually used to date a Colombian. Like I told you, like my history with Colombians goes far back. One of the things I appreciated in the relationship is that like when a Colombian cares about you or like they love you or whatever, they catch feelings, like Colombians, they go all the way out. But I'm the same way. Like if I catch feelings for somebody or if I fall in love with a person, I love hard. That's one thing that me and Colombians have in common is like I can't go less than 100%. Now some people, y'all can do less than 100%. For me, I'm different. Like once I get to the point where my feelings get involved and I'm actually serious about a person, like I give it everything I got because it's like, why not? Like if you really love the person. But back to the point that I was trying to make about them being passionate. While yes, that could be looked at as a good thing, it could also be problematic because if you're so deeply passionate about somebody, it can also evoke things such as jealousy or insecurities which I noticed that sometimes Colombians, they can get jealous very quickly. So just be mindful that everything you do, Colombians, they're going to feed off your energy. All right, but if I had to pick a winner for this category, I'm definitely going to give it to the Colombians just because, for two reasons. For one, I just feel like overall they have a stronger moral compass. And while, yes, they can sometimes be on the sensitive side, I really do truly feel like a lot of that stems from morals, principles, and values. Like, they stand on that. And I'm not saying that they don't in the Dominican Republic, but I feel like the majority of my conflict with people on that island, it really just comes down to trying to get people to understand basic principles. So that's the first reason why I say, like, I give it to Colombia. And then the second reason is Colombians, they're just a little bit more chilled and laid back. And that's more in unison to my personality. That's why I feel like I just get along with Colombians a lot, because we can be very similar. But if I want to go party with people, like, I'm definitely going to pick Dominicans all day. Like, Dominicans, they know how to have a good time. So I would say everyday life, I'll pick Colombians. But if I want to go turn up with somebody, then I'm definitely going to choose Dominicans. But yeah, I get us round to Colombia. All right, so now we're going to move on to the other categories. And I promise I'm going to be a lot faster with these. All right, so the next one is safety. Right off the rip, Dominican Republic is a lot safer. It just is. DR, the only thing you would pretty much have to worry about is maybe somebody going to steal your phone or your electronics or money or something. But in terms of people just going around killing people for no reason, they don't really do that in DR. Nobody's just going around killing people randomly. Or, I mean, if they do kill somebody, it's usually something personal, like an isolated incident. It's nothing where it's like, oh, I'm about to just go start attacking tourists. Colombia, on the other hand, I do feel like is a lot more dangerous than the Dominican Republic. You definitely need to be more aware of your surroundings in Colombia for sure. I mean, you should already be doing this no matter what country, but especially in Colombia, I feel like there are a lot of areas that can be, sketchy. There are some strange things that happen. Like, I mean, if you go look up Colombia on YouTube, you see all this stuff about people getting drugged. And I know the last category I was talking about morals, principles, and values, so that kind of contradicts that statement. But here's what I'm going to say about Colombia. If you're looking for trouble and you're going down there trying to do some funny business, then you will find trouble. I mean, that's just how it is. Yes, I do understand people get drugged all the time in that country. A lot of times that's usually because somebody is doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, or they're with someone that they should not be with. So you just got to be very careful with that. If you do have to pick a city to travel to in Colombia for your first time, I'll probably say go to Cartagena. That typically is a lot safer, in my personal opinion. Hell, Cartagena felt safer than Santo Domingo, because, like, it just was, and everything was walking distance, everything was closer. But overall, as a country, Colombia is definitely a lot more dangerous because, like, for example, when I went to Cali, I did not feel safe in Cali at all. And I know it'd be people that be raving about Cali, Colombia, and they're like, bro, like, Cali is lit. I just did not feel safe. Like, I remember I was, like, walking downtown, and I was like, bro, like, all these people staring at me. Like, it was painfully obvious that I did not belong there. Cali is not safe. I don't care what nobody says. And I got a homeboy, he loves Cali, and he keeps telling me, like, J-Rod, you got to go back out there and experience it again. And maybe because, the time I went, there were some political things going on with the protesting and stuff. But aside from the car explosions and people throwing stuff and shooting and all that crap, Colombia is fun. I love it. It's a really cool country, like I told you. You definitely got to be aware of what's going on. And if you watch my last video about the kidnapping situation, then you definitely understand why I say what I say about Colombia. Like, you just need to be careful. You just need to be careful there. And then, too, you got to take into the consideration that Colombia, it is a bigger population compared to the Dominican Republic. So, obviously, it's going to be a lot more crime in the bigger cities. That's like comparing Atlanta crime to New York City. Obviously, New York is going to have way more crime because there's way more people. All right, the next category, exchange rates. Colombia wins hands down, okay? Like, there's just no discussion with that. Now, I'm not saying that your money don't stretch far in Dominican Republic. It does. But U.S. dollars in Colombia goes a lot further than it does in the DR. But both countries, I mean, you can live good with dollars in both countries. But if you're really trying to live that king shit, like I'm talking about some royalty type shit, then you need to go to Colombia because your dollar's going to stretch a lot further, which is why a lot of expats relocate out there. All right, the next category, food. Dominican Republic, a million times over, okay? Dominican Republic by a landslide. I'm sorry, Colombia, but y'all food is not that good. Now, with the exception of Cartagena, because if you've seen my Cartagena videos, I told y'all that, like, they do really good with seafood, and So I did enjoy the food in Cartagena, I will say that. But when you're talking about the country overall, and that's what this video is about, we talking about overall as a country with Colombia, the food is not that great. I just feel like the food in Colombia is of a lesser quality. It doesn't really have that much flavor to it, kind of bland. I'm not gonna lie, like I was a little disappointed when I went to Colombia for my first time and tried the food. I was like, damn, like I can't even fake it, okay? So the food is really not that great, with the exception of Cartagena, which is why, like, screw that. If you go into Colombia, go to Cartagena. End of discussion, okay? But yes, the food in Cartagena was good, but overall, as a country, Colombia, I'm gonna have to give it to the DR, okay? Dominican Republic, yes, they might eat rice, beans, and chicken every day, but they make some good damn rice, beans, and chicken, all right? And the same thing with, you know, like the other dishes, like they have sancocho, mango. I mean, like they do a good job. Like Dominicans, that is one thing I'll say with their food is that they know how to cook it really well. And even if it's not like a lot of options or it might be a lot of the same options, they do a really good job with it. So if I had to pick, I'm definitely gonna go with the Dominican Republic for sure. Even the sancocho in Colombia was very underwhelming. I was like, damn, like, y'all gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better. I love y'all Colombia, but like, I'm sorry, the food is not that great. And I'm not the first person to say that. Like, I got hella subscribers who agree. Like, matter of fact, I got a homie, he just came back from Medellin and he said the same thing. He's like, bro, like, J-Rod, the food, it ain't there. So I don't know, like, but you know, you win some, you lose some. So we gotta get this category to the DR. All right, the next category is driving. I definitely feel like the driving is a lot safer in Colombia. Now, if you're in a bigger city, obviously you're gonna have traffic here and there, but Dominican Republic, and I've said this a million times on my channel, if you have not rode in a car in the Dominican Republic, be prepared for an experience, okay? Because it is gonna be something like you have never experienced in your life. I remember my first time riding a car in the Dominican Republic, I was like, what the hell? Like, these people cannot drive. Like, it is insane. People be drinking and driving in the DR. That's another thing that you gotta look out for. But even me as a driver, like, cause like when I have my little car down there, I mean, my anxiety, like you can't, this ain't like we just cruising down 85 and we can just be chilling. Like, no, you kind of gotta be alert if you're driving in the DR, okay? So that is just something that I noticed, that the driving situation is a lot crazier than Colombia. Colombia, I didn't really feel like the driving was that bad. They don't care about pedestrians in Colombia, so that is one thing. But if I had to pick a winner for this one, it's gonna be Colombia. All right, and the last category is music. Definitely hands down Dominican Republic, okay? Bro, they was playing Dominican music in the club in Colombia. Like, Dominicans, and this is just all over Latin America, Dominicans, they just win it when it comes to the music scene. Bro, they was playing Dominican music when I was in Mexico. They was playing Dominican music when I was in Aruba, bro. Aruba. And I always be making a joke when I travel. I'll be like, bro, the DR follows me everywhere I go because no matter where I go, like I always hear Dominican music playing. Now, I'm not saying that Colombia don't got good music either because like I told y'all before Dominican Republic, I was team Colombia all the way. But yeah, Maluma and J Balvin, I used to listen to both of them religiously when I was learning Spanish because it was clear. Opposed to Dominican Republic, it's not like that. Okay, like you trying to learn Spanish through listening to Dembo music, like you're gonna have a very hard time. But yeah, Dominican Republic, they win this category. I mean, they got merengue, bachata. I mean, you can't go wrong with bachata, like. So yeah, I definitely feel like Dominican Republic, they got Colombia on the music. And now we're to the part of the video where I tell you which country is the better country and why. Now let me just say this before I say which country I feel like is the better country. This was a very tight race, okay? So like second place is like right here. First place is right here. Okay, so it's like they're really close to each other. But there was just a couple of things that one country had that the other country didn't. And I feel like that's kind of a deal breaker for me. Now, it might not be a deal breaker for you, but for me, I'm going to tell you why I feel like this country won over the other country, all right? All right, so the country that wins this versus battle, drum roll, please. Dominican Republic, all right? Now, let me explain to you why I picked Dominican Republic, and no, I'm not being biased. Just feel like if you've never traveled out the country before and this is your first time traveling, I feel like the Dominican Republic would be an easier country to adjust to. Not only is it a lot safer for travel, but I do feel like its overall presentation for tourists, they do a really good job with that. Not to mention food. Food is extremely important, bro. If you're going to be living somewhere or staying somewhere for an extended amount of time, like food is kind of a big deal. If it's your first time traveling, I would say go to the Dominican Republic. It's going to be a lot easier to navigate. It's a lot smaller. It's a lot more. I mean, Dominican Republic is big, don't get me wrong, but compared to Colombia, it's a lot smaller. In addition to the food, along with the music and just the overall tropical vibe, I feel like they kind of just got a little bit more edge over Colombia. That's just my personal opinion. Now, this is for new travelers, but if you're somebody like me who has traveled to the Dominican Republic 1,000 times and who used to live there, then Dominican Republic, it can get played out. And that is something that I'm starting to feel now. Like, I don't really have the same excitement as I used to have about traveling to the DR. So Colombia actually is a better country for me in that aspect because it's just a lot more to explore in Colombia. Colombia is huge, okay? And there's so many other cities that I haven't visited in Colombia. DR, I done been all up and down that island. And so that is one thing. I feel like you'll probably get tired of Dominican Republic a lot faster than Colombia just because Colombia is way bigger, but at the same time, it's always a fun time in the DR every time I go down there. And Colombia too, like I always have a good time. But if you are somebody that's very set on going to Colombia, I highly suggest going to Cartagena first. Okay, at least go there because it's just gonna be a lot easier, it's a lot safer. Because you really gonna like Cartagena. Cartagena is like so different from the rest of Colombia and it's nice, okay? So that's just kind of like my overall opinion. But someone like me who has been to the Dominican Republic a million times, I'm definitely leaning more towards Colombia now. Like, it's still a lot more with Colombia that I want to explore. So that's kind of like where my mind is right now between the two countries. I feel like I've maxed out and mastered the DR. So, now I want to kind of go to other countries and see what they're about. But yeah, you already know what to do. This is just my opinion. So I want to hear you guys' opinions down below in the comment section. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and catch me on the next video. All right, peace.